Today I'm here to discuss about the fleet management KPIs and how to work with those KPIs and display the visualizations on the Power BI. So how you are going to join me and if you have any questions, you can connect with me and share your queries on the comment box, and I will be replying you back on this section, maybe immediately or maybe some other, maybe after the session ends. I will be sharing my answers to the queries which you post on the social media pages. So I will not waste much time and directly go into the Power BI. So before that, let me share my screen. Okay. So guys, this is the Power BI tool, and I have done some uploads already, some data. I've done it looks. So I don't want to do. I was not willing to waste time on uploading this particular data to the Power BI. But I will show you one method how to upload. If you just this is Power BI desktop. So how to upload the data into Power BI desktop is something what I'm going to show you. After that, I will show you the KPIs, the list of KPIs, and how we are going to work with those KPIs on the Power BI. So this is what I'm going to show. Let's first I will let me introduce how to actually upload the data into the Power BI. This is, if you look at, I go to the home section, and in this home section I have the option called get data. I click on the drop down here. I'll go to Excel workbook. This is what I want to upload into the Power BI. So let me select one of the file from here. Let's say root matrix, and I can open here. So I have selected the file from the folder. File is now getting uploaded over here. So we can see the file name. I select this check. The moment I select the check box, I get the display over here or the preview over here. And from this preview, I have a couple of options. I can load this data directly into Power BI, or I can make some changes on this particular file, a particular Excel sheet, by clicking on transform data. So let me do the transform data. I hope you are able to see my screen. So you are able to see my screen, and you are able to see a page. That page is called a Power Query Editor. So within this Power Query Editor, I'm going to make my changes on the data. I'm going to make some updates on the data, and that process within Power Query Editor is called transformation process. Right. So I'm going to make the transformation on this data. So let me first maximize this particular transformation window. This the window is now. So on the left hand side, you can see all the files which is already uploaded over here. So these are all the tables. So this is table 1, table 2, table 3, table 4, and 6. These tables are the data which we have extracted out from the ERP, and this data is for the fleet management ERP. So we are actually doing some analysis on the fleet management. So I will also show you what kind of analysis we are doing. these are the, some of the KPIs which we have listed after interaction with our client. So this is what our client is looking for. So he wants to understand the cost performance report, load statistics report, and statistic report, the cost, payload, capacity utilized, availability and utilization report, fleet profile, total trucks, fleet size per age, system access statistics. So these are the components of the KPI, which we and how frequently they want this particular report, and we are going to build KPIs for this. So which we are I'm going to show building one or two KPIs in this particular session. Right? These are the KPIs which we have already listed and we have actually already devised. And we are going to make the KPIs. We are going to do the KPIs in the Power BI setup itself. Of course, we have the formula and as part of the client engagement, we need to actually go to pilot on the KPIs and we have to present to the client with how the KPIs are working and whether KPIs are accurate or not accurate or as per the requirement or not. Are we really able to create some impact using those KPIs? So that is exercise which we have already done with the client. And so we are not going to display that information over here with you, but of course we are going to work on some of the KPIs on the Power BI. These are the KPIs which we are going to work and which we are going to actually work on the Power BI, and our clients will be able to track those KPIs on the Power BI data visualization tool to the dashboards, and they will be able to make some interesting decisions out of that and create some supply chain performance improvement. Right? So guys, I've just shown you before showing the KPIs page. I have shown you how to actually upload the data into the Power BI and how to transform the data in the Power BI, because the Excel data which we are going to upload into the Power BI may not be ready for use, or you might be looking for some changes on that particular data. So how to do that is something what we are going to see over here. A small example. So like now, if you look at here, if you look at the top header is something that is not taking the real variable names. If you look at the country is our main header, right? From is our main header, wire is the main header, to is our main header. But if you look at here, these are the row number two, not row number one. So what I have to do first is I have to remove the row number one. So that I'll select this and I'll go to sorry, I'll do it in the right place. So I click on remove rows, remove the top rows. I have to enter the number of rows I have to remove from this particular Excel sheet, or which is in Power BI right now. Okay, if you see the first row is deleted. Now what I have to see is that I have to make this the second row which is over here. This seems to be the main header, but right now this is not the main header. So what I go do is I'm going to go to transform and use this particular option. Use first row as header. Use first row as headers. The moment I click this, now I will get this data is right variables of the headers over here. Right? It's a very interesting transformation which we have done. And the reason why we are doing this transformation in the Power BI editor rather than in the Excel, it's a very important question which we need to take it up. Because every time we are going to download the file from the ERP in the same form, like the form which we have seen. So if you look at on the right hand side, we have done some steps, and these steps are recorded over here. So moment I download the file next time from the ERP same file, I don't need to do these steps again. I just have to go to my folder. I just have to go to my folder, and what I will do is I have to refresh my folder. Just click on refresh. More I click refresh, right? This will be updated. So this is a one-time effort. You don't need to do these things again and again. Right? This is something which is very important. Exercise which is going to help us in Power BI editor And if you do a particular steps in a single time on call query data, you don't need to do those steps again, for the next 10 years. This is something very useful. This is something very useful thing in the call query data, because this is going to save lot of your time hence forward. So this what you have to do is you have to do one-time effort in cleaning your data, and that one-time effort is enough to for next 5 6 years, unless you make some changes. So you don't need to do the same thing again and again. So this data is almost ready. Let's see something more. We will do some more changes. If we require some more changes, we'll do some more changes also. So let's see the format of the data. If you look at this first one, I don't want the serial numbers. Right? This is something I don't want. What I will do, I click on this column, I click on this, I remove this, because this is going to create something an extra column, which is something what we don't need. Like this, we are going to check how many columns we can actually remove from this particular file. Now, if I look at country over here, this all belongs to the same country. We don't have multiple countries over here. Right? It's all the same country. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to remove this column also, because this all belongs to the same country. It's not required. If this column could have multiple countries, then I could have taken them. Okay. So now let's look at this column. This is from, and if you look at this one, is directly going from Abhasya to Y, right? So if suppose if this is something like a via option, so it is going to the starting point, from the starting point to destination by intermediate location. But here, if you look at it, it is not traveling. Few cities are just directly connected to each other. They're not traveling via some third destination. Right? If you see some cell populated in the via column, then we say that this particular truck is going from a city via a second city to the final destination. But this is not happening over here. Now, if you look at this is kilometer, how many? Suppose if this truck is traveling from location to the destination, so this is the total distance between these two locations, right? If we have third intermediate location, then it may the total distance could be more than the destination between the two locations. And the reason why, because it has to do the truck has to travel from the starting point to a intermediate location, and from the intermediate location it has to travel to the destination. So the total distance is going to increase if we have some the third destination in between the starting point and the ending point. It has to make a route trip. It has to make a trip from multiple locations. So these are the total distance between the two points. So how much variance we can actually expect? Right? That's what this variance is also given. So this is not going to make sense. We're not going to get this information, right? Now, if you look at here, this particular is a text column. So if you look at here, ABC means text. This is also a text. This is also a text column. But if you look at this is not a text column. This is a distance column. This is a number column. So if you look at 1 2 3, 1 2 3 is a number format. Variance is also a number format, right? So this is the days. How many days it is taking to travel from starting point to the ending point? This is also a number. This is also a number column. I will say a decimal form. Look at here, 0.75, 0.3, all in the decimal form, right? So this particular column is in a decimal format. So, so this is something even we have a data, and we have already done a transformation over here, and we see all the formats in the right shape. So what I will do, I'll go to home and I'll click on close and apply. So whatever changes we have done and transformation we have done, like we have done some kind of saving. We have saved that file, right? That is for close and apply. And after the close and apply, so this the new data, the same Excel sheet which we have earlier, the transformation which we have done on that will be getting saved over here, right? Now what I will do is that I'll start building some BI. So what I'll go first, I'll go to view and I'll select some in a kind of format which I want to see over here. So let me say I will going to select this one. Okay. Now I'm going to build some KPIs. So I'm going to click my data root matrix. So here when you click at new measure, quick measure, right? These are all the KPIs. So I'll click on the new measure. Okay, so this is the file and I'm going to click new measure here once again. And when I click the new measure, so once I click the new measure over here, I might give a name to the measure. Okay, so here it is the formula. So I'll give a name here. Plus distance by root. Now over here, I write formula average, right? So I'll write here from so here I write distance We got the right number now. This is kilometer. So I close the bracket and enter. So if you look at here, this is a KPI, the average distance by route, right? Average distance. This is what the KPI which we have created right now. Now I'm going to create a second KPI. And this is average route weight. So how much average route weight we are carrying between two locations. Right? So I use the formula average right route weight. So let me change it. I will not say average route weight, I will say average number of days we are taking from one route to another route. So I just close the bracket and go. So guys, I have created two KPIs with one particular file. Let me see if I can do something else on the yeah. So what I will do now, I'll create the visuals now. So let me take the column chart and I take from on the axis, this is a starting point, and I take average number of days to the values. I click on over here, we go to spotlight, go to the short axis, put it from, or let me also change the short axis to descending. Okay, this does not take into effect. Let me put again. I'll remove this from I'll do a bit of formatting here so that I can see the visuals properly. So you're seeing the same changes over here. So the size is becoming bigger than the required, so I'm just moving a little forward. So we have to work with data labels now. So what we see here, this is actually I have to work on title also. So I now think we are able to see it clearly. So this is a chart which is going to tell us now how many days it is taking from a specific destination. But this is not telling us to which destination. So for that we need to develop a new chart, right? That's called a scatter plot. We try to do a scatter plot between from and to. This is only suggesting us from which location, how many days it is taking. It's not a very useful information. What I'll go to visualization again. It is scatter chart. Now I take the values again. It will be available this and x-axis I put from and y-axis I'll put to. Let me put the value again, average days, the value column. I take the same format from here. This dashboard is giving us some of the visibility of how many days it is taking from location to from starting point to ending location. So if you want to track the ending location, you have to pick these points. These are these are from point, these are 2 point, these are from point, these are 2 point, this is from point, this is 2 point. So if you look at one place, you're having multiple destinations. Here you one, two, three, four, five. So this Abu Jiba has 5 locations. It's covering the 5 locations. Right? So each location has a distance. So the number of days. Suppose if you look at the first one is taking point 0.063, second one is taking around this is from Al Shal to Abu Ghariba, Abu Jiba. This is 0.63 days. This is from Al Wudaya to Abu Zabar, that is 1.5 days. Right? So now we have a data which is telling us that how long it takes, how many days it takes to travel from one destination to another. But this, you see, we are doing some kind of effort to understand this. So I want to minimize this effort of finding. So what I will do for that, I take a slicer now. Right, this is a slicer, and I'll put my slide on this. I'll put from, and I'll go to slicer settings, and here I'll make it this is a horizontal, and I will just I'll adjust this size. I'll just try to create proper formatting for this. For the sizes settings, I will give an option here, give a single select on, multiple select on, okay. And also I'll give an option for select all, so it's also on now. The slicer header, I have to improve the size from, and I'll make it this is Arial black, right. And I'll fine. If you put the borders also, gradient, right, and I'll increase some color over here. Now I'll increase the width of this. Okay, so let me put some background color. Values. So how to make the text to white? Yes, everything is done now. So we have to create one more slicer, and the slicer will be of two slicer. It's a slicer header. This is values. Now I'll create another slicer here, and this is the two locations. So I'll create a slicer here, one more, and this will be, I'll put two over here. So this time we just don't have to work too much on the slicer. Just we take the format and paint it over here. So now we have a two slicer, one from, other from two. Now I want to take this slicer and do the analysis. Suppose I am going to take a location from here. That's Abashaya, right? Abashaya to the, let's say from any location over here. This is, so I want to understand how many days it takes from these two locations. This is from and this is to, and these are, I just need to make sure that they are properly. So we do that. Click on select all. Yes. So let me select this location. So let me see whether this is enabled for cross reports or not. This is cross reports. This is also enabled for cross reports. Yes. Just give it a nice. So I'm just checking here whether it is enabled for cross report or not. It is enabled for cross report. Let me select one of the location from here. Yes, this is looking. This is from location, and let me select one more here. This is to location. So this there is a from and to. So this is what we have to see the what you say the scatter plot, and this is showing us a number here. Yes, this is 2.09 days. It is taken from here, from this location to this location. So let me select some more locations over here. So this is again Abu Gheba. Abu Gheba, any from any from Abu Gheba to any other destinations, the average distance is 1.5. So now what we want to understand is from Abu Gheba to a specific location. Yes, so Abu Gheba to this Agdad, there is a, so this is 0.88 days, right? This is something like 88% of 24 hours. So like this, right? We can find how many days it takes to travel from one location to another. And similar thing we will do with now with the kilometers. So whatever here I have taken average number of days. Let me build one more. I'll remove particular. Let me keep it. So what I will do, I'll remove this particular visual and I'll put, instead of this, I'll put a card there. So this is my card, or let me put a KPI here. Directly. So this is my average number of days. So this is average number of days. This is average distance. So what I'll do is I'll just select here format. It is not actually working. We have to again do the formatting here. So let me see the formulas here. Look at, this is showing me the KPI, and what we need is we need a formatting here. So we'll go here again to our cannot values, and this is going to take bold, and I'll increase the size of, I'll make it bold, I'll make it color, I'll make it white, because I'm going to make the background white black. I'm going to give some rules over here. So we are ready with our KPIs, and now if you look at here, I'm going to select the specific destinations now. So right now we have select all. Now I'll take in select all option. We are saying that the total distance time between one location to another, and if you average it for all the locations together, you get around 0.98 days. And the average distance we're traveling to cover these 0.98 days is 155 kilometers. Now if I take one of the destination, one of the starting point, and let me take one of the destination here. Look at, This is 0.98 and 155.6. There is no change over here. So let us see some more locations. So before that, I want to also check whether it is cross report enabled or not. Yes, this is cross report enabled. This is 0.98 is on 155.79 kilometer. So let me check some other location. So this is taking 0.98 days and the distance is 155, 156.07 kilometer. This is taking 156.11 kilometer and 0.98 days. Now this is showing us 101.56 days and it is total distance is 217.38 kilometer and this is between these two locations. So we can analyze in this way also by looking at by clicking on two different locations and you can see the KPIs. And the third form is we have seen scatter plot, we have seen the KPI card form. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use another form to see the same thing, and that is creating a table. So let me remove this. So I'll take my from location on the rows, my to location on the column, and my average distance on the values. I click select all here. I click select all here. So this is a matrix table which we are getting, and we can also look at from this table also. Before I format this table, So we have table now ready. So this table is also giving us information. We did a lot more changes. So let me select a couple of locations from here. Let's say if I select this location, Abashaya, this is 2, and from I select from here. So this is also a method. We can actually select our filter our locations. Select here. So this is giving a location of this particular. This is 2 and this is from. So from Abashaya, this from. So the average we are getting around almost 200 days of average distance, and the average days is 1.5. Now see from is this and 2 is Abu Dhabi, and this is 14 days and this is zero point 0.5 days is the average. 14 kilometers is distance and zero point 0.5 average is a half a day for 14 kilometers. It's too high. So this is another way we can actually display our information over here. So what we have seen today is how to actually how to upload the data into Power BI, how to transform the data using Power Query, how to create KPIs using Power Query, and how to create slicers, how to use those slicers, how to actually view our how to use the slicers to actually do the analysis on the KPIs, how to see this information of KPIs using scatter plot, bar column chart, and the table. So this is how we can actually, of course, this is not looking very good right now because we're not using aesthetics. So we can build matrices like this. We can build scatter plot like this. And we can adjust our sizes of these visuals as per our requirement. We can place our metrics at the place where we want to put them in a proper way. This is how we are building a fleet management. Now I have taken only one of the data sample to come up with these numbers, but we can use various other tables also. Let me look at another table that is called availability utilization. So again, I will do same thing. I have to go to transform data. I have to select the table availability utilization. If you look at here, this is our variable name, asset ID, description, location. So we have to remove almost how many rows from here? One, two, three, four, five, 6 rows we have to remove from here. So what I'll do is I'll go this option, remove top rows, and I just now I have calculated I have to remove 6 rows. I'll click 6 over here. So what will happen? This will remove all the 6 rows. Now I have to convert this second row into my header. So what I'll do, I'll go to transform. I'll select this one, use first row as header. So now I got my data where I have my proper headers, and whatever is not required, I have deleted them. Right? Even if you look at here, the first 2 rows are not giving us any information. So what I'll do, I will go back to transform. Okay, I'll go to home, remove rows. Again, I will click the top 2 rows to remove. Now we have a proper data over here. So what I will do now, I will check my formats. This is text format, yes. 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 This is a number, this is decimal format. Yeah, this is decimal format. Good. This is the number format, 1 to 3. This is the number format, 1 to 3. Next is decimal format. This is also the number format. Right? This is all. So now we have a data which is properly formatted. So what I will do, I'll split this data into two parts because they are city, city and country are the same column. What I will do is I'll split this data into two parts. And this is location cost center. I'll give a name. The name location. Look what order. So what we'll do, we'll just make a filter instead of our city, just make it I think it's properly already mentioned. So, so the first thing if you want to do right? So like this, you have to do the formatting, and we have some various kind of clubs over here, and we have various locations over here. What I'll do, I'll put one more. Today, an additional page now. The data is getting uploaded now. Just now, what we have done the transformation. So the transformation is taking effect, and after the transformation is complete, it will actually we are able to use the page number two. And what I will do is that again I will do same thing. I'll create a slicer. I will take the asset ID for description. Let me see what is coming over here. Yeah, description. So what I'll go to page number one, and I'll take a format from here. Go to page number two. I'll apply a format here. The formats are not written. Format filter. Go to page number two. Apply the same format over here. Yes, so this is ready. Now what I will do is I'll create a new measure. New KPI. Take over here. Go to new measure. Correct. New measure. Standard deviation of B. I'll write a formula. Standard deviation dot s, and I will take these two. Close the bracket. Enter. This is going to create a measure. That's a variability of this. Right. So now this variability of this is now we have the particular thing created here, and I'll take into it. the images to the electric to the car. Click on this car, this is Fortnite printer. Go to page number 2. Use the same format for this particular KPI, right? So we have KPI here now 10.8. Now what I'll do is I'll create a slicer. I'll put my asset ID. I'll go to page number 1. I'll take this format from this particular go to page number 2. Apply the same format on this slicer, right? So now I'll click on select all. Right now this is 10.8 is the standard deviation 10.8. Now click on this particular asset. This is 10.69. The second asset is 10.59. The third asset which is 10.49. Fifth asset is 10.39. The standard deviation is almost same for all the assets. So like this guys, we can create the KPIs and I'll show you what we are doing. So we are going to work on range of fleet management KPIs and we are going to create a comprehensive dashboard for our client. Right, so this is our range of KPIs. 14 plus, yeah, almost 14 KPIs, 15 KPIs, which we have to take into account and convert them into proper formulas using Power BI and Power Pivot. And it's a performance improvement on the treatment. So I'm just doing for you the classification of this telescope, fleet profile, type photoshop, fleet size, age, availability of the flight, so there is plus KPI, this is cost, this is group size, this is route, this is cost, performance rate, then other stuff, everything, 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 let us know the KPIs, what cost, what saving, review test. So this is all of the things that we're going to review. So if you are looking for any training program or connect us. Video profile. So if you want to contact me for consulting assignments or for training programs on fleet management, analytics, or Power BI, you can contact me on my email ID, which is krishnaidu@macmail.com. You can also WhatsApp me at +9189779246. Well, guys, and if you have any questions, you can connect with me. I'll be really happy to help you out. Okay. So thank you very much for watching my session, and I hope you have a great time.